So we warmly welcome you once again to another session of Yokoten. Yokoten is a best practice sharing session, and today we have another friend with us who has been on our Yokoten session before, but with a different set of questions. We warmly welcome you, Rishard, to Yokoten session.
Hi Yasas, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Nice
How
to
are
be
you
back
doing?
here again.
Yes, definitely. So Rishard is the VP Digital for Hash33, and also he's a business partner of Hash33. Once again, warmly welcome you, Rishard. And
Thank
today,
you, Yasas.
yeah, today we are going to have some interesting questions.
Definitely.
And don't worry, let's keep the flow as it is. So Rishard, now you've been in the agency business, digital marketing,
Yeah.
I would call. Now, of course, we are different. It's more digital marketing consultancy. But if you look at the digital marketing agency business or the digital marketing business itself, over a couple of years, right, over a decade, more than a decade. How do you see this agency model working? Is it still the same from when you started, or is it changing? What are your thoughts about the agency model?
So it's a double-edged sword. Agencies are not definitely packing their bags, but definitely they are rearranging their way of doing things. Yes, the traditional agency model where brands relied on one agency for complete execution is undergoing a different challenge with the technological advancement and cost pressure and the shifting client preferences.
So basically like a la carte model where you pick and choose the best agency for the right service.
Instead of relying on one single agencies, brands prefer now working with specialized agencies. Like it can be for someone who is specialized in influencer marketing or AI driven solution,
Performance marketing.
Yes. This allows brands to get more specific results. Client now expect agencies to deliver outcomes such as lead conversions and sales outcome rather than the traditional matrix like reach and engagement. So also brands like to shift to the shorter commitments where they like to don't locked into a long-term commitment with the economical times and the seasonal. So they want to pay where they are specific campaigns and then assess and then take it from there. And the retainer models are becoming less common. So brands now like
That was actually my next question,
Yeah.
because if you look at the traditional model, as you said, it's long-term partnership, full service agency and retainer. But from what you rightly said, it's more specific to tasks now. It can be campaign driven, it could be brand driven, it could be seasonality. So you have various metrics. And also what has happened is now with the boom of digital, especially with after the corona period, a lot of people got into the digital marketing area where they started studying digital marketing and got qualifications. So as a result, I remember back in early 2010, 2009 era, I used to lecture digital marketing, and at that time I used to tell, like, it's going to be, if you remember early, it used to be sales teams, then they had sales and marketing teams, and I said it's going to be digital marketing teams. I think today we see that model. Organizations are already hiring people who are specifically in the digital marketing space. So with these changes, how do you see this retainer model changing? Is there a clear impact, or is it a misunderstanding we are having about the digital marketing retainers vanishing, or what's your thoughts?
Yeah, now agencies are becoming more into hybrid roles. You know, some they act as the consultants, also involved with the execution, serve as the execution partners. So the retainer models are becoming less common because brands are expecting more focused attention, and also they like to demonstrate the value for each project they give.
So from what you're saying, it's becoming more task-based, more project-based rather than having a monthly commitment in terms of a retainer.
Yes. So now brands are becoming more self-smart with, for example, they can handle a basic task like creating a post or doing a basic advertising. So anything strategic level execution, they might look out for a specialized partner who can help us or support in terms of that. So there agencies need to look at a high value based services, and I think agencies now need to be like thought leaders, and they need to execute a strategic level of thinking in terms of consulting, or it can be offering workshops, training materials. So that's the level of shift what we see in terms of the agency shift.
That's right, Rishard. So I also personally believe it's a time that agencies have to move out from the agency business rather than having a package-based solution. They go into more consultancy, and they add value to any company, brand or business by bringing in what they cannot acquire in-house. For an example, like you rightly said, if you have your own digital team in-house, creating posts, video content, it's more agile. You can create your own content. You can probably do certain advertising as well. But like a different business which is more into digital marketing as a specific thing, they'll be working with multiple brands, multiple industries. So there's some external knowledge they can bring into a business that's just looking at one industry or one particular brand. I think that's the moment that they need to look at outsourcing certain work or getting external knowledge as consultancy to run their business. So that brings another interesting question, Rishard. If you look at AI, and we've been talking about this, and customers also talk about this all the time, AI, automation, generative AI in particular is also bringing in new value to businesses. How do you see this impacting businesses and the agency model, or even the strategy part of businesses taking the next step?
Yes, AI is definitely changing the game. Brands and agencies need to see them as they are now. So most of them they call as interns, right? AIs. So they should not fear that as a competition. Okay, use AI to automate. Now, if you take Meta AI, ChatGPT, Canva AI, all these AI tools are reducing the repetitive tasks. And even if you notice, even to do a simple caption, or it can be a display ad, or it can be a post. This is why we can connect with the earlier question where now brands are becoming self-smart when they use the AI tools. So agencies now need to look at advance or a better way of thinking how they can help the brands. So AI is definitely should be embraced by the agencies and
brands
with the
themselves.
AI. With the AI, you can do in terms of not only in terms of like cutting down the repetitive stuff, but looking at more advanced technology to analyze the customers' behaviors and also understand behavioral patterns and to make informed decisions.
That's right, because in the past, if you look at especially even reporting, or if you look at data, analysis of data requires specific skill set. But sometimes with AI and constant API calling this data into an AI platform, you can make faster decisions, more informed decisions. So I think AI, rather than looking at AI as a detrimental thing or an AI as a competition, companies, agencies need to change their way of looking at AI and how they can adopt it, whether they are in an agency business or whether they are a brand. So that brings me to the last question.
Yeah.
If you look at agencies, traditional, we can't call it traditional, but digital marketing agencies, I feel, are becoming a bit traditional today.
Yeah.
For them to be more relevant, would you like to give some advice? What do you think they should be? Or should they continue doing what they're doing? Should they change? Or is there anything that you would want to recommend?
Yes, definitely. Now, agencies, they need to look at this in a more open way. Strategic execution, specialization is very important, rather than being just a generalized approach where you hooked onto a long-term retainer. Now, agencies must realize that brands are looking for more project-based engagement with the different seasons. So they need to provide expertise based on that. For example, a brand can hire a TikTok agency to grow their TikTok platform, or even an influencer agency. So agencies need to specialize in respective areas in order to offer services. And agencies must position themselves as thought leaders. They need to look at provide guidance in terms of the creativity and execution, and also work along with the brands to execute the strategies. Agencies are also shifting towards the hybrid role, so they need to position themselves as consultants, and they need to offer a basic level of trainings, workshops to brands in order to handle their day-to-day in-house activities or the marketing department. And also, return on investment is very important. Now, brands are looking at more value-based outcomes. So agencies need to relook at how they can deliver results based on the activities where they can increase the sales, increase the conversions, leads, and also with the organic reach declining, agencies need to look at how they can work with partners to build organic level engagement, and of course build first party data. Now cookies are declining, so those are the areas I think we would need to look at how agencies can position themselves in the competitive environment.
Interesting. So if we just recap what was discussed, agencies need to change probably their agency model. They need to start looking at how they can be more relevant in today's world and the continuous changes that's happening with AI, automation, brands, companies building their own teams. They can't do the same thing. And I think Yokoten is basically about sharing this type of idea so they can start looking at how they can change themselves. So I hope today's session had really added value to you viewers, and if especially you are an agency, we believe these small nuggets would really help you in terms of developing your business into the next level. So with that, Rishard, thank you very much for joining our Yokoten session. We look forward for having you in another session. And then finally, all of you viewers, thank you very much for checking our Yokoten sessions, following us, and please leave a comment below so that we can engage with you and we can probably bring in more future programs that's relevant for you. With that, we are signing off today's Yokoten session.
Thank you.
Good evening. Bye.